It's Nolan. Hey, love, shout it, what the deal? Just keep it real. Tell that brother how you feel. And we could build many levels to your world. Let them reveal how your feelings stay concealed. Sit back and chill. J Nolan. Yeah, how many brothers really know what's on your mind? When your feelings start to show, how many left from on the line? You've been down, so come into the ears of the world. Early 20s popping pills with your girls. Only the real will unfurl. Chasing thrills in the swirl for Snapchat. Catching backlash for bashing men, but they don't know the half of it. They don't see the drama you face. They get the short story. They don't see the time that it takes. But I can picture from a different spectrum. And I ain't trying to give you no suggestions. Not the exception, I've been wretched since conception. But it's about you, how you plan to get about the struggle. Don't get mad cause I confront you. Anybody can lust you, but I recognize your hustle. Writing them term papers that you turned around and sold. Got you plenty of haters, it's all game. I love it about you, they love it out you. All your exes suck the blood about you. Don't let it try to win the deal. Just keep it real, tell that brother how you feel. And we could build many levels to your world. Let them reveal how your feelings stay concealed. Sit back and chill, shout it, what the deal? Just keep it real, tell that brother how you feel. And we could build many levels to your world. Let them reveal how your feelings stay concealed. Sit back and chill. Keep turning.
Want you to tell me how could we stand if you make a foundation for a house on sand? All the acres in the world, you choose that to sustain. It won't hold to stand firm, we need that rock like Dwayne. Smells like rain, are you afraid of the flood? Can't you see everything you built washing away in the mud? If not, then it shows you gotta grow for this loving. Need a wise man who would never risk having no covering. I'm discovering how to sift them out. 21 questions, by the third I know what he's about. Whether he's headed for lows to get them 2x4s, or if he's headed for Target to get a playhouse. Without a doubt, I'm waiting for the real. But I won't settle for nothing less than a mansion on top of a hill. It's metaphorical love, and if you feel I'm being materialistic, then you missed it, and we can't build.
Shout it, what the deal? Just keep it real. Tell that brother how you feel. And we could build many levels to your world. Let them reveal how your feelings stay concealed. Sit back and chill. Shout it, what the deal? Just keep it real. Tell that brother how you feel. And we could build many levels to your world. Let them reveal how your feelings stay concealed. Sit back and chill.
Picture a girl always denied for her appearance. Dodges so many bullets, she gets amnesia towards her feelings. All the dudes she thought were ones ended up picking tens, and these numbers are just too much to comprehend. So by now you can imagine her level of self-esteem. All she wants is a dude who likes the simple things, but unfortunately having something basic is seen bad. What a twisted conception of what it means to be a baddie. And I wonder why they don't hear me. Unconditional loving still arising, but keep scorching it. Bound to be buried, come correct, she'll do the same. Just don't spit on her name, and don't just love her through these posts for that fake viral fame. And as long as you got her back, her hands will never leave yours. Need something legit in order to sustain your world, or you can keep wasting a good woman's time. Next thing you know, you 80 years old, still ain't got no type, cause you don't know how to build. So what's the deal? Just consider how she feels, and keep it real. All these levels in this world, time to reveal. Listen to the real, so we can build.
What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. That song we just played is called Build, featuring Keith Turner and Cheyenne G. Cheyenne G, shout out to the Bay Area. Dope artists out there. That song is from the Rise Up Atlantis project that I came out with a few years ago. It's a little bit old, but very relevant to the day and very relevant to what we're getting into today with the ladies in hip-hop. Now, initially, I did not want to get into what Nicki Minaj had going on, but I had to sit back and assess things and say, you know what? When Cardi went through her stuff with Offset, we shared it on the channel. We talked about it. When Megan Thee Stallion went through her stuff with Tory Lanez and all of the trouble and turmoil that ensued with that, I shared it and talked about it on the channel. So I gotta be even with everybody, despite how some people may perceive it. We're gonna try to be as respectful and still remain as humane as possible in dealing with this. I want to, be very respectful to everyone involved. But we're gonna have to talk about her today. We're also going to get into Miss Cardi B and what she's got going on. She claims that she's going to be dropping something this week, or at least she's pontificating upon the idea of doing so. We're going to speculate what that could be and just, you know what I'm saying, try to get a little bit of understanding what the hell she's got going on. And we also are going to start the show on the ultimate respectful note by giving nothing but love and respect to the rapper Enchanting. She was 26 years old. She passed away. She was signed formally to Gucci Mane's 1017 record label. She passed away from an apparent overdose. Details have not been released on what she may have overdosed on, or at least if they have been released, they haven't trickled down onto my radar. A lot of the information is kind of being concealed at this moment. Perhaps they may even have to run, tests on her body to see what type of substances they find in her. But that's what's going on. She was signed to Gucci, and yeah, man, unfortunately, she's no longer here with us. She's from Texas. Actually very talented artist. I was not super familiar with her. Did not really know much about her in the physical when she was here. But since her passing, I've seen her name popping up all over the place. I think I may have seen her in a couple different blogs and stuff like that from time to time, but never really heard her music. She's got an album out that I actually enjoyed when I check it out. Love Scarred / No Love Deluxe. The Love Scarred side is kind of an R&B album. I actually enjoyed her singing a lot more than her rapping. You know what I'm saying? And I actually do suggest and recommend, if y'all haven't checked it out, go check it out. You know what I'm saying? Because again, I think it's actually really dope. It's got some songs on there that I'm going to be adding. And I just hate that this is what it took for me to really find out who she is, for me to really find out what she had going on in this lifetime. And she was out here putting out music that I wasn't really hearing. Of course, that was 1017 Global Music / Atlantic. I don't know what Atlantic was actually doing for her, but, she did have some pretty high profile features on there. Gucci was on the album. Cali's on the album. Ken the Man was on the album. Coi Leray's on the album. Key Glock, Big Scar, which, of course, are also affiliated. So, once again, rest in peace to Miss Enchanting. Let's get into the story of what's going on. There still seems to be a little bit of mystery, but from what's been put out. So here we go. Formerly signed to Gucci Mane's 1017 Records, Enchanting, real name Channing Nicole Larry, reportedly passed after being taken off life support while suffering the effects of an overdose. A rep for Enchanting's management team said in a statement provided to the Shade Room, not sure why they're the source, but they are. They stated, "She came to my house for the last 4 days to get clean. She tried her best, and I did everything I could to help her. She tried." The Shade Room also included references to her apparent overdose, which led to her being hospitalized. According to Hot 97, Enchanting was signed to 1017 in 2020, and she appeared on 3 compilation albums before leaving the label in 2023. Her final studio album, Love Scarred, No Love, came out last year, so she was actually not on the label anymore at this point. As of this year, she was no longer there. They state Enchanting began pursuing music at 18, but found that she had to get comfortable with her voice, which she did by spending a lot of time in the studio and constantly recording. Describing her style as trap and blues, the artist used her music to express herself, telling 1017 Records on her bio page, "Other people can relate to the things I say. I might help somebody through any situation. They can listen to me and find peace." There's a little bit more information out there on her. But yeah, let's see what we got here. I do believe she was working on music prior to passing away. So we're going to see what she had in the works. So as of June, a couple days ago, right? A couple days ago, she says, "Link in bio, go sub. I'm shooting video June 6th. So shut the fuck up, please. 2 videos coming back to back." That was the caption of her last upload on Instagram, which was posted on June 5th. So the next day, she was planning on shooting some music videos. She had over 1 million followers on the app. I'm still surprised that none of her music ever came across my radar. But That's what was going on. I believe in the meantime of her being in her situation, no longer with Gucci, trying to figure some things out. She also had an OF that she was doing. I'm not sure what type of content she was exactly doing on there. But I'm quite sure it had to do with not having the stability of a label behind her, trying to figure out when to drop music, how to, you know what I mean, do things independently of her previous situation. And unfortunately, you know, things just didn't work out. Yeah. She was kind of like if you just listen to the album, kind of had like a Tink vibe, at least on the songs that she sung. She had like Tink vibes. She pulled influence from neo soul, retro R&B, and trap. That was the whole trap and blues thing that she had going on. Want to pay respects to her, condolences to her family. And hopefully, if the business can be ironed out correctly, hopefully the music and the videos that she was planning on releasing to the people still come out at some point, but only if the business is buttoned up. We don't want to see anybody improperly cashing in on her creations if that's the case. But yeah. Turns out, oh wow, they say she was also mentored by fellow Texas rap legend, the DOC. The DOC is he was a renowned artist on his own in the late 80s, early 90s. For those that don't know, the DOC, after his debut album came out, he got in a car accident. I think he was drunk, got in a really bad car accident, lost his voice, became one of Dr. Dre's ghostwriters. And helped Dre build the whole throughout the Death Row, Aftermath, whole situation. He was around for a lot of that. Him and Dre have fallen out multiple times. He's still in the industry today, still in the background, still doing interviews on YouTube if you look. But I did not know that Enchanting was also being mentored by him, right? So that's where we at. And interestingly enough, there's an interview in which she said she had a friend that owned a studio and people knew that she could sing. So she was singing first, but she was a little bit apprehensive about posting her singing until high school. She said, with the singing, that's my natural habitat. I've been doing R&B music for years now. I literally just started rapping when I signed to Gucci. So in 2020 is when she started rapping, which makes a lot of sense as to why I wasn't really gravitating towards the raps like that. But she's really talented, and I like the R&B or the trap and B records that she had that leaned more into her singing voice. Okay? And once again, paying respects to Enchanting. Now, let's get into Miss Nicki Minaj and what she's got going on, okay? Over the course of the last couple of days, people have been worried about what Nicki Minaj is going through, right? A couple of days ago, y'all saw I talked about, just very briefly, that she had posted a tweet talking about, yes, single. A lot of people were confused. A lot of people were trying to understand what she was saying. It was very cryptic. I mean, just to put two words in a post and the way that it was positioned, it was like, yes, single, So people were trying to understand, are you single? You know what I'm saying? Have you separated from Kenneth Petty? Or are you coming with the new single in 2024 and perhaps it's coming sometime soon, maybe in the next couple weeks, months? Like, where's the details? Where's the, you know what I mean? You put the dollar on the line, you put it out there and then pulled it back. And now people are trying to understand, how do we cash in on what it is that you're saying? Can we get a little bit more information? Unfortunately, we didn't get any more direct details as to what her plans are, what she's planning on doing, what she's got going on, if there is indeed a single in the pipeline, if she's going to release another single from the Pink Friday 2 album, or if she is in fact functioning as a single woman. Okay. But what we did receive was a temporary post online in which she was kind of reflecting on giving birth to her son, Papa Bear. And it seemed like she was in a pretty somber mood. Seemed like she was going through some emotional sort of moments. We'll just say that, right? Don't know what inspired it, right? We'll go ahead and show it. And this, again, was a temporary post. It's been taken down from her IG and stuff like that. But it was up long enough for a lot of people on social media to snag it and try to speculate on what was going on, what she was going through, what have you. So let's just run this really quickly. And again, I'm trying to be as respectful about this situation as possible. I know some people would love to like pounce on this and, you know, rain on her downfall if that's what you're perceiving it to be. But I don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? I want to make sure that I treat everyone as pretty much equals in the space. Everybody goes through hardships. Everybody goes through hard times, emotional situations. You may have your own personal perspective on Nicki. She's done some things that I don't agree with, and we've talked about that a lot. But if there's something really real going on with her, I don't want to do nothing. I don't want to do or say anything that I would deem as fucked up, and then something happened to her at a later time, and then we all be mourning, right? So just keep that in mind. I can't control how anyone else thinks, but that's how I'm viewing the situation. And I try to keep that same delicacy or delicateness, not delicacy, you know what I mean? Delicateness with all the artists, because I feel like they all need to be treated fairly. Going to be critiqued fairly and treated fairly. All right. So let's see what she's got going on here.
They're yelling, push. You're in pain. Then one day, he comes out, a beautiful baby boy. To God be the glory. Congratulations to every mama out there. You're doing a great job. In case no one's told you that, you're doing a great job.
All right. So that's Nicki, again, reflecting on childbirth. Quick little dedication to all the mothers out there, basically giving encouragement, motivation, saying you're doing a great job. In case nobody else told you lately, that's what it is. And personally, from viewing that video, I'm like, that nigga been on some bullshit, you know? And to be perfectly honest, there's no surprise there, but it seems like whatever he's got going on, whatever he's bringing into her life, whatever negative vibes, dark energy, whatever the case may be, it's cutting a little deep, especially for her to come out on social media and put that out there to people. Seemed like a very vulnerable moment for her. And honestly, I feel like he's probably guilt tripping her on something, right? Prior to her going overseas for the European leg of the Pink Friday 2 Gag City tour, it was up in the air on whether or not Kenneth Petty was even going to be able to travel with her, getting clearance from his probation. At the last minute, he was able to get clearance to travel overseas. She's been stopped a couple times in different locations. We don't know if he had anything to do with it, if anything was in her possession on behalf of him that was holding her up. We don't know that. We do know that she did get stopped in Amsterdam, and there was numerous. I didn't even know. They said that they had dozens of pre-rolled blunts that they were trying to take to Manchester. Apparently, you can't do that. You can't just be out here smuggling weed from one place to the next on airplanes. You know what I'm saying? She got held up. She got arrested out there. It was presumed that those were her drugs or her weed or whatever the case may be, but we don't know that to be 100% true, especially when it's like dozens. I think it was somewhere in the margin of like 40, right? So it could have been hers. Could have been security said that
They claimed it was theirs. I don't know personally if dude was if Kenneth was with her. So it could have been, divvied up or whatever the case. I don't know. But we do know what has happened, right? We don't know if perhaps she sent his ass back home to the States. If he's back home, doing what he got to do with the child, with their son, right? While she's out busting her ass on stage, going out there every night performing, and she's performing for damn near 3 hours at a time. That shit ain't easy. Just performing for y'all for 45 minutes, last weekend. That shit is real. So getting up there on stage, shit be hot as the fuck. Crowd, shit could be overwhelming. You got to be on point for 3 hours worth of records. I flubbed about 4-5 times in that hour to 45 minutes or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So that ain't no easy shit, man. Back when I was really like out here performing, traveling, doing all that other shit, busting my ass, trying to get on the scene. That shit is exhausting, going from city to city, state to state, eating horribly, eating bullshit, just trucking along, stopping at gas stations and shit, trying to keep yourself hydrated, all that good shit, man. Staying up late, not getting off the stage till goddamn midnight or after. Like, this is stuff that all the artists go through, you know what I'm saying? But we've heard about multiple artists tapping out on their tours from exhaustion, dehydration, all these different things. Not to mention a lot of artists out here are consuming some form of narcotics while they're on the road. We know that she enjoys smoking weed. We know that she has a past dealing with pills, but we don't know if that's particularly what she's doing today. Some people would assume she is. Some people assume she's on other things. I've stayed away from that. But she's clearly in an emotional state in that video. And I think that nigga's running her ass up through there. There's a lot of fans or spectators that have been urging her to get away from dude for a long time. There's a lot of people out there that believe that he is one of the downfalls of the Nicki Minaj saga. When that video originally came out and I did not post it, I saw her own fans in the comments that were like, yo, or not even that video, that original tweet, the Yes single. I saw her fans in the comments saying, if you're leaving that nigga, we will throw a party. Right? Motherfuckers was anticipating that shit with open eyes, ears, and arms. Now, for the sake of their favorite, they've definitely tried to somewhat embrace him or at least give him, the benefit of the doubt that she makes or that he makes her happy. But at the crack of the door for it to seem like she finna leave his ass or something was off, motherfuckers like, please follow through. Send him to the goddamn cleaners. And personally, I don't disagree. Right? On the album, she raps about dude having insecurity issues, being somewhat controlling, not knowing when to let go. We had J. Cole rapping at his ass on the album, telling him to goddamn calm down, chill the fuck out, and learn how to be graceful with this powerhouse of a woman that you dealing with. Nigga, what do you do? Do you have a job? Do you have a business? Do you pay a bill around this motherfucker? Jody? Niggas back in your old hood might know you for putting in work, but do you do any fucking work today? So I wouldn't be surprised if it's some bullshit afoot, right? Don't know if she's gonna continue to try to work it out with this guy, right? Because we see it all the time in celebrity relationships. We've seen it with the other lady on this motherfucking thumbnail, Cardi B. She said she was fucking done with Offset. He was a bitch ass nigga. He was this, he was that. Motherfuckers was saying he was trying to smash on Krishan. She said, I don't even give a fuck. I don't care who he's putting his dick inside. I'm done with his ass. She screamed, shouted, said he don't take shit seriously. Next thing you know, looks like they're taking each other seriously all over again. So we understand how it is with these high profile relationships. Sometimes it's not so easy to just cut ties. Sometimes, you know what I mean? These are people that are married, by the way. It ain't just a relationship. This is a marriage. Stand before God. Your beliefs get called into question. Families have merged. Children have been produced. It's a lot of shit that it ain't easy. Nonetheless, I do hope she's able to figure some things out. You know what I'm saying? I know there's a lot of people out there that don't have any soft spot in their heart for Nicki Minaj based on things that she said about Megan Thee Stallion, based on that Bigfoot record, making reference to that lady's deceased mother. And it ain't my place to ask nobody to have any sort of grace or soft spot in their heart. But for me, personally, J Nolan, as the arbiter of my own platform, I don't want to see her out here going down, you know what I'm saying? Going out sad, going out bad. I don't want to see anybody going out sad or going out bad when it comes to physical or emotional distress, right? When it comes to the music, when it comes to the, you know what I mean? When it comes to music, when it comes to content, when it comes to moral standards and things of that nature, yes, I can justify coming down on people, but it's not my job to rain on anybody when they're having a rough time, right? So that's where I personally stand. Wishing her all the best. Hopefully she works things out. And if you do have a single, even if you are single, you might still want to go ahead and release something while you're out on the road. Give your fans a little something. Give them something to rejoice about. You know? Rewrite the narrative. That's always an option too. Now, getting into Cardi B. Okay? Cardi came out and she says she's got some sort of content. We don't know what it is, whether it's a song, music video, perhaps a conversation with Bia. I don't know what the fuck Cardi got up her sleeve. Whatever it is, she says she's trying to drop it tomorrow, Thursday. Whatever it is up her sleeve, she says the shit is mean as fuck. Right? She's talking to the label. They don't want her to pull the plug on it. She says, what should I do? Should I keep it or should I leak it? There's a couple ways she could be going with this. It could be referencing Bia. Or it could be referencing Nicki. Right? They've had their fair share of issues. Their issues have seemed to have dissipated at least a little bit. But we also know when she came out earlier this year, not too long ago, she made it very abundantly clear that she did not take nicely to when Nicki was doing the Whitney Houston memes and stuff regarding her relationship with Offset. Now we see her seemingly having trouble in paradise with her husband. Now we have Cardi saying, hey, I got some mean ass shit that I could drop tomorrow. I'm trying to drop it on Thursday. The label's saying, nah, what should I do? It could be, you know what I'm saying? She could be trying to lyrically rub it in on her, and it might be some jab stabs and whatever at Bia at the same time, simultaneously, going at all ops. She might not be over the beef with Bia. Yeah, she buried herself, but that don't mean I ain't finna jump on that motherfucker. Perhaps. You know what I'm saying? Personally, I'm not encouraging it. I think Cardi B, at this point, the star level that she's at, she should probably curtail that plan. But I'm not going to tell her not to drop the shit. You want to drop the shit? Drop the shit. You got a bomb? You got a flex bomb on motherfuckers you want to drop? That's your prerogative. Drop that motherfucker. I'm here for the music at all times. Right? When she got dissed, We covered the music. We talked about it. I didn't like the Bia record, but I gave Bia some credit for some of them lines in that motherfucking song. Just from a beef perspective, rap perspective, a couple of the lines, they were solid, right? Had she chosen a different beat, had she taken a different approach, I might have said it was a good diss record. So if she want to clap back at her ops and people that have been taking shots at her through the duration of her career, it is completely up to her. That is her prerogative. I don't give a fuck. She's been living through the shit herself. However motherfuckers want to take it or however niggas want to handle it, if she does, if it's going to be more battles, if it's going to be more beef, diss records, I can't control this shit. And I would be a hypocrite to say that they shouldn't beef when I'm over here still waiting on Kendrick and Drake to figure out if they want to go for another round or two. So there's that. Let's go ahead and play what Cardi said. It wasn't too much, but enough for us to hear at least what she said directly from her mouth.
I want to drop something on Thursday, but they telling me not to drop it. Should I drop it? Should I leak it? Huh? I don't know. It's very mean. Very, very mean. Well, Quay. Complex said, yeah, you want me to drop it because it's messy. Complex, you messy. You messy, messy, messy. Fishy.
So there's Cardi. Complex says, drop that shit. Whatever it is, man. You know, just last week, a couple days ago, people were speculating that Cardi B was going to drop like a Hot 97 freestyle, perhaps a Funk Flex freestyle of some sort. I don't know. I didn't report on it because I didn't see anything coming from her. Didn't see anything coming from her camp. Didn't see anything that was lending any credibility to that story. I'm glad I didn't say anything about it because it didn't drop. But people thought she was going to drop something either last Thursday or Friday, and that never came. Next thing you know, she says she can't wait till this Thursday. So perhaps it could be a Hot 97 freestyle where she just bodying shit and on a warpath. Perhaps ready to get into gear with this album. Because honestly, if it's not leading up to the destination of album number 2, I'm gonna be very disappointed. The side quests are cool. The singles are cool. But I want to get to this motherfucking album. Right? It's a lot of, I ain't gonna say it's a lot, but it's a few artists out here that been playing this singles game, and the singles game is cool. The singles game is, you know, temporarily entertaining. It's enough to kind of get your palate wet, I suppose. Palate cleanser. But I'm an album guy. I want music that I can sit down, listen to, dissect, check it out, choose from the bulk of what's going on as to what I personally want to just pluck out. Because it ain't too much of nobody that I'm just sitting around listening to the entire album front to back, back to front these days. But if you give me 15 and I get a solid 9 out that bit, I'm set for a little bit. Right? The other 6 might be some shit experimental that you're trying and the motherfuckers, other audiences may like it. But if I get 9 out of 15, I'm good. And I ain't gonna ask for nothing for a little minute. So I'm ready for album number 2. You know what I mean? You can do the mean shit. You can do the nice shit. You can do whatever the fuck you want. You can have whatever you like. But sitting here in my seat, I need the real shit, man. So, hey, it ain't going to be long. By tomorrow, we'll know. If it's out, it's out. If it's not, I'm not going to trip. You know, it's not like we were really expecting anything from her like that. I know she did say when she got that feature out the way, she was going to be leading into solo music and getting into the campaign for the album. Unfortunately, she's still not delivering on that. So at this point, all those promises that have been cemented, I don't have much faith in them. We still got the summer, still got the fall. I don't think she would drop in the winter. She's an artist that, does well in warm weather. So I don't think she would drop anything after probably September. But we'll see what happens, y'all. Y'all keep your eyes peeled. Stay on the lookout. Y'all will know for sure, because I'm going to get my ass on here and talk about it if she does drop anything. But in all things, everyone that I've mentioned in this video, I hope everyone's doing all right. As for Enchanting, her family, I hope they're doing all right. I do got to come out and get back to Enchanting for a second. There's been some people coming out speaking about Gucci and the artists that have been signed to his label 1017, and the track record hasn't been all that great, So let's address it. It is kind of the elephant in the room, right? So there's this tweet here from this guy on Twitter, Flea. He says the status on all 6 of Gucci Mane's new 1017 artists. Pooh Shiesty is locked up, serving 8 years. Big Scar, rest in peace. Enchanting, she's now passed. Fujiano, serving 5 years. Hot Boy West, serving 15 years. K Sade, dropped. Roboy, dropped. Hood Rich Pablo Juan is also facing RICO charges. So these are all the artists that have most recently been with Gucci on this label, and we haven't seen a certified success story yet. Gucci's been connected to some successful artists, none of which have been signed to him, right? Now, we will give him the olden days, right? The old 1017, we got Waka. He went off, did his own shit, had some hits, left the label. Brick Squad had success, did his own thing, still out here performing hits to this day, right? OJ the Jew Man, local hits, regional hits. Still trying to figure things out though. Even Waka's mom, Deb, wishes things would have went better with Juice. So clearly his situation wasn't all that pristine. So others that have taken off, you got your Young Thugs, you got your Migos, the people that came in on the heels of those different artists, right? The Savages, all these guys came in up under some sort of tutelage with Gucci, but them niggas made the decision not to sign with his label, not to do no real paperwork with him. They went on to become stars. Everybody that done signed paperwork with Big Wop, it ain't really been all that great. It ain't been gleaming success. About a year ago, Joe Budden came out and said all of these things. He came out and defended himself on a radio interview. Here's what Gucci had to say to anyone that was questioning his intentions or what's going on with his artists.
You get blamed for like helping the artist. You get blamed. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's like you can't win. You know what I'm saying? You take somebody from like a bad situation and you try to help them. You know you're a mentor. You lead by example. But soon as something bad happens to them, they say, your label curse, you the reason. Mm-hmm. But I'm the one taking these chances with these people who, nobody else will help. Mm-hmm. And that's my way of giving back. I knew that was my plan. But you know what I'm saying? It's weird to me that like that people that don't help got all the things the same.
So that's Gucci Mane's assessment of the situation. Of course, he's going to advocate for himself. I don't know a single human being who wouldn't. But I mean, when you look at that track record, man, that is it's pretty terrible. So Keisha Kayor came out and she kind of voiced similar sentiments. What's the quote she put out there? She says, "Leave my husband alone. He signs these artists to help them and give them a better life. I wish it wasn't like this. Chant, we love you, baby girl." I'm just trying to understand and to be objective and to be fair. You can't ensure anyone has a better life, right? Other than your children. And sometimes your kids will go off the path and they'll become the fuck niggas and fuck ladies of the world. You know what I'm saying? We all come from somebody, but we determine our fate ultimately, right? But if everybody in your circle is either in the ground or in the cell, you might want to start looking around and being like, man, what the fuck is it about me? If I'm the only nigga free or still living and enjoying life, what the fuck have I fostered? What have I cultivated? Right? If you go to any job and everybody's overworked, underpaid, and enraged, you gotta look up and say, shit, man, what needs to happen with management up in this motherfucker, man? What type of culture have we cultivated up here? Failure? Trauma? We gotta get these people motivated. Hey, somebody up here gotta get these overtime hours. Somebody up here gotta get a bonus. Somebody gotta get a raise. New position. Let's create a position for one of these motherfuckers, man. Somebody gotta be happy. Even if shit ain't all good up here, we need somebody to at least believe it is. Gucci would rather deflect, and he's got his wife. Of course she'll deflect. I mean, she handled his fucking business while he was in the clinker. So she loved his dirty draws. She loved his prison draws. So, you know, what more could you expect? But that's what I got. Not the prison draws. Oh no, that's what I got for y'all in this show, man. I'm glad that I separated that segment from the original Enchanting piece because I didn't want that to cloud the respects that we were giving to her. But Gucci, you got to figure some shit out. Ain't you the same nigga that was out here saying that you was condemning being the smoking on nigga, condemning all the wrongdoing that you had brought into the game? You ain't low, nigga. You ain't low. The music you've been putting out went right back to the same old shit. The people you've surrounded yourself with for the most part have been the same. That was a nice publicity stunt though, about a year and some change ago though. I even saluted you on that one. Let me know what y'all think of all this down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, become an insider, and I will catch y'all on the next one. All right? Much love and respect, y'all. Peace.
King of my city in cul-de-sac. Coming out swinging like soldier rags. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the Gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef for computers, I'm straight out the sewer. We come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. With drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they doubted me. All of a sudden they tell me they proud of me. I been dropping these haters like calories. Cross them out, I came back with some batteries. Stand for my honor, but too raw, no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer. Wanna catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble.